All right, YouTube, we're here with Ernie. Got top 8 at Ultimate Time Wizard in, where are we? Sacramento, California.
Sacramento.
He's also a reigning Ultimate Time Wizard champion, which you won, which was it? Richmond,
Virginia.
with the same deck, right?
Vayu.
Vayu,
Yeah.
so you're back on Vayu.
Yeah.
And you went X1 in Swiss,
Yep.
and then lost in top 8.
Lost top 8 to True Hero.
And you beat my boy Javi here in round 1, right?
Yeah. He was actually, I was actually like looking back, I think he was like the only person to like beat me game 1.
Right.
And then I think most of my games were 2-0 except for like another guy. Obviously he went to game 3 because he beat me game 1.
All right, you want to do shout outs?
Yeah, so just shout out to the boys that I came with. I've been like staying with like my friend Televisual, Sush, Frazier, Luke Feeney, OG, Stango. So shout out to those guys. We were like, you know, we've been practicing and stuff. So really great people, having some really fun times. Fortunately, couldn't take it, but at least, you know, I think it was a fun weekend.
But now you have, what, 2 tops for Edison?
2 tops. The first one was a win.
Yeah.
I wanted to win again, but you know what? I hope that at least one of our friends makes it.
All right, man, let's get to the deck.
Yeah, so it's Vayu.
Right.
Pretty standard, so these are the 2 ofs. I think double hamster is pretty insane. So also big shout out to OG Gary. He's the one that just won Ribbon Maryland.
Right.
My deck's pretty much the same. I think I have like 1 card difference, but yeah, I'll just sort of speak to the important stuff. I think you need to.
Yep.
I'm playing 41, so obviously the standard, and then the 1-ofs.
Gale, Gores, Trooper.
Necro's always MVP. Necro
Yeah.
always is like just overperforms.
How many monsters is it?
It is 23, I think.
23.
26, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 17, 19, 21, 22.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
That is it for the
Freeze
monsters.
play. Freeze play. That is time in a round.
For the traps, it's just double
If you
prison,
know what
pretty
the
standardized.
procedures,
Double
please raise your
bottomless.
hand, call for a judge.
I play return, obviously, best card in the deck. Torrential, Mirror Force, Oppression, and then these are. I'm maining a
main deck,
DDV,
deck dev.
and then maining a Dust.
Speak about the deck dev.
Yeah, so DDV, so there's no Solemn also in the deck.
Oh, I noticed, okay.
So this actually kind of replaces the Solemn, just because most of the time it ends up just like negating a spell or trap. And then DDV is just like the most insane. I think this, if you were gonna consider playing Vayu, a flex card could be like Icarus, you know, just so
Right.
you can be a little bit different and, you know, unexpect your opponent, like be a little bit
Yeah,
unexpected.
I tried Icarus too.
So Icarus,
Yeah.
it could be Icarus, it could be like Sork, or it could be like this, and this just single-handedly sometimes just wins games.
Right.
I went against like actually a Blackwing player in Swiss. I turned one. I went turn 1 Dust Shoot, and then I deck beat him, and he just didn't have a playable hand, so I beat him in 2 turns. So like this just single-handedly can win games, and the hand knowledge is obviously insane. If you are a really good player and you know you get to know your opponent's hand, like you should win that game. And then Dust, like, yeah.
What's that for?
I beat Pizza with it. It gives you a good matchup against Blackwings
Okay.
because it's obviously like a tough matchup. So obviously Dust is the best by hand. Obviously the best side deck card against Blackwings. So if you have you have a Dust that obviously is really, really good. It came up against Pizza when I beat him in the 7th round.
Right.
Because he was like, oh, he's got to have. He didn't end phase Icarus me. So because he didn't do that, I was able to chain it when he Icarus me, and I hit his Whirlwind.
Right.
And he had Drew Shura. So that would have been insane if he would have been able to like
End
resolve
phase?
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he did. So yeah, really, really good. Really good.
Hold on, one more
solid.
question. Why 1 Oppression?
1 Oppression because Oppression is also just like a game-winning card as well. The bad thing about it is that it's not like the best against Blackwings, for example. It's obviously still really good because Blizzard is insane and Dad is insane, but it's not like a completely winning card. I think my philosophy with like a lot of like my side deck cards and stuff is like I'll put in 2 or 3 more if it just completely shuts down and beats the deck. For example, Dinah can just single-handedly beat Frogs. Now, like for example, Dust Tornado, for example, is great at 3 because it's the best card against Blackwings. But you know, like for example, I only play 1 Crow, which we'll see, because I think that at 2 is you know, if you ever see 2, it's gonna be bad. But if I see 2 Dinah against Frogs, I'm very, very happy. So I think Oppression is really good. I think at 1 is perfect. Obviously, you have to be a little bit more skilled with it because you play Gores, you play you play stuff that you can special summon with, so you probably have to use that before. But yeah, I think it's an insane card. I think also in like a big sort of tournament, you're gonna probably see some more Rogue.
Yeah.
And obviously Oppression is the best card for any Rogue. And that's why I have to play the second one because it is you don't want to lose to Rogue when you know you're prepping and you're practicing for all the top 3 decks, which are Frogs, Vayu, and Blackwings.
All right, so side deck?
Yeah, and just the spells.
Oh,
the spells,
okay.
the spells. It's just, yeah.
The standard,
Yeah,
right?
I do play Charge. I think Charge is insane as well. So Gary wasn't playing it; he was siding it.
Yes.
I think this is my 41st card, I guess, because it's just too good. Going first, going second, it gets your mills going. So yeah, it's insane. Side deck, double dust,
Oh, so you need 3
Black
dust.
Wings. Yeah, so 1 in the main, 2 in the side. Double Kaiku. This is really good against Hero Frogs and Vayu, obviously. So yeah, it's really strong. I put it against Dream Frogs too, and that worked really well. Double Dyna, obviously really good against Frogs. Double Pulling the Rug, not loving it as much. I think the Frog players have gotten a lot better
Yeah.
playing around it, so it's not as like impactful. But yeah, and then the rest is just all one-ofs. So my body, which is something that Gary wasn't playing, but I'm playing because I think it's really good against Hero Beat, which is not real right now, but you still gotta respect it because it's still a tough matchup. Black Wings, obviously, and then yeah, that's about it. But it's obviously really good. One Crow. Sorry, spoke about it. I think one is.
I actually sided
the
1
best.
too.
Yeah, I don't believe in 2 Crow. Some of my other friends, I'm good friends with Jake XO as well. That's best Yu-Gi-Oh player NA online, and he also is a believer in 1 Crow. And yeah, Mind Control for Vayu,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
he sort of
one
like perfects Second Impression. Second DDV, I used to only run 1. Gary's obviously playing 2 as well. This helps again also like against like the rogue matchups and any matchups that you should win because it's rogue.
Yeah.
But you definitely want to like you don't want to be top round 3 and then you lose to a rogue player because you just didn't have like enough hate for it. One Cyber Dragon,
Ooh.
obviously good against Machina.
Only
There's a
one?
lot of machines today. Yeah, only 1. Again, sort of like a machine player is never gonna have like play into a Cyber Dragon, right? So the most you can do is like get a 2K or 3K right out of this. So that's why at 1 is fine. 2 and like also you can always special summon it,
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't want Dead in my hand, and obviously Road for Black Wings, Light Sword, and yeah.
All right. What do you side against Amaryllis though?
So
if you were to play against that
yeah,
deck.
so actually, it was between this was gonna be either Lightning Vortex or my body. I figured that I personally feel like I have a really good side plan for Amaryllis. Shout out to Eric Shen. He believes in the Dust Tornadoes. I believe in the Dust Tornadoes. I think Kaiku's a little greedy, so I don't believe in that. This is obviously insane against Amaryllis, and I don't like Crow because again, like it's like Crow's actually only good against decks that play Plague. So if I ever see like a deck that plays Plague, it's going in because that's what I want to hit. Like obviously against like I'll hit some other stuff if if it's necessary, but like imagine Plague stacking and getting hit with a Crow, like that's just devastating. You probably lose after that. So for obviously Oppression is the best card against them. Eric Shen again also doesn't play DDV against them. I agree.
Yeah.
I think that's a bait. If you're a Vayu player and you see, oh my god, like I can put everything against Amaryllis.
Yeah.
That's actually not true. You have to be very, very picky. And I think that's why I also played 41 because it gives you sort of that extra slot to side cards. And yeah, it's just these 5,
Yeah, makes
and
sense.
that should be enough.
All right. So now extra deck.
Yeah.
Extra deck probably standard, right?
Yeah. It's,
Yeah.
the only thing is that I play Chimera Tech because I have the
Cyber Dragon.
space. Yeah. So
Stardust.
yeah, these are the 8s. Dark End, obviously.
Yeah.
The 6s. The 7s.
Two Master.
Yep.
Black Rose.
And
Chimera
these are
Tech.
3. This is way better than Android. I'm never gonna go into time. Never even went close to time. If you're a good player, you shouldn't go into time. This is obviously insane. Just because it has the arm OTK, and sometimes you just make it to deal damage, to pierce, and then this for the machines. This could also be Red Dragon, also good against Amaryllis. But I just again, I don't feel like it's an impossible matchup now. I think you have to play a good amount though, because if you don't have enough practice, then it can be very, very tough.
All right, man. Congrats again on another top 8, Ernie.
Thanks so much.
And I hope to see you down the road.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, take care.